the lady, right.
Okay, thank you very much. My question is, what autonomy do state-owned enterprises have to run effectively, since it's more politically inclined? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very straight to the point. Okay, we'll just allow Madam here to have a final one, then we'll wrap up.
Hi, my question is, are there any transitional and succession plans like inbuilt within these enterprises, and how are those enforced?
Thank you so much. So I'll come to our panel members. I think so far the questions are on support for SMEs. How, I don't know which of you, or you think we should pass it on to Mr. Sarpong. How the SOEs responsible for supporting SOEs are actually carrying out that mandate. And then the second one on asset quality. He needed some more statistics on that. And then whether our laws are able to fight conflict of interest, particularly relating to the tensions between boards and board chairpersons and CEOs. And finally, the autonomy that SOEs have. Mr. Sarpong, please, would you want to address that one on, please, can we get him a microphone? Very quickly, very, very briefly, please, respectfully.
Okay, so I'll start with the autonomy of SOEs. Per the framework, SOEs have operational autonomy in terms of their ability to do their managerial and also perform their mandate in line with the various requirements of law. Okay. Now, we do have some gray areas which sometimes affect the operations. For instance, when it comes to board operations and appointment of auditors, you notice that whereas the Companies Act has a requirement for doing that, the Auditor General says per law, I am also supposed to do that. And so it's actually the reason why sometimes some of them are even not able to appoint auditors and ensure that they are able to audit the account for us to get it. So yes, in terms of the operational autonomy, they have it. And we have ensured that within the performance contract that the SCs sign with government, represented by SIGA, we grant them all those autonomy. But what has been said here also is a key factor. You are appointed by a political body. You are there and the minister, Jubilee House are coming to you. Even though SIGA has granted you that autonomy, can you turn them off? Where SIGA is working with our partners and yourselves, civil society organization, to advocate and insulate them from some of these interventions, as I normally put it, to be politically correct. Okay. And so in terms of the autonomy, they do have it. In terms of management of SMEs, yes, as you mentioned, we have all those agencies under SIGA. And what we have done now at SIGA is to have an interactive website where when you have any challenge with any of the SCs, 175 SCs, you go to the SIGA website. There's a feedback loop there that you can use and have a very detailed feedback to SIGA, and we are able to address it. Most of the issues we raise are within the KPIs we have set for them, and we do engage them. As we speak, we are having contract negotiations and we are discussing all the issues.
Okay.
On the asset quality, kindly go to the state ownership report. It has a very detailed analysis of the various assets of the state. One thing I can say is that we have very viable assets. The human side of it is what is affecting us in terms of turning those assets into revenue, making the profit, paying dividend to the state.
Thank you. Mr. Sarpong, I think that the last two ones would quickly let our panel members take it. So thank you so much for that education. So the last two ones, the adequacy of our laws in fighting conflict of interest, and then whether there's an inbuilt succession plan when it comes to handing over to Mr. Klinogo. I don't know if you want to take a bite on the adequacy of laws in fighting conflict of interest.
Yes, the story is that our former ambassador to France, Ms. Anna Bosman, when she was in charge of SHRAJ, they developed a lot of regulations, practices, and things like that for handling conflict of interest in the public sector. Right. So anybody who is interested, you go to SHRAJ. They used to have hard copies. I don't know whether they now have soft copies. So it is an important, and anytime we ran a corporate governance workshop in those days,
okay,
that is one of the important issues we tackle. Now, Prof said one or two things about SIGA. I just want to give them two pieces of advice and support. Yeah. Some of the issues they are handling now have historical antecedents. So it is not always talk to the people who matter. It got to a point when we got Professor Mills, he saw what was happening. He came, his very first meeting with the SOE, he said, your continued stay in office will be determined by your performance in the office. If you have a problem, go to the State Enterprises Commission. If they can't solve it, they will come to me. Unfortunately, he didn't last. Number two, apart from the, at 461, we also did the Subvented Agencies Act, which classified all the enterprises in the public sector, those who should go off the subvention and so on. Now, when we did that, we also said they should change the structure. And when it came to funding, we suggested that anytime any enterprise even makes a gross profit, give 0.05 to the State Enterprises Commission so that they can initiate and do a number of things in the... When they went to pass the law, they refused to pass the State Enterprises law, accompanying law. So what I would encourage you to do is go and look at the data and see who... Go and drink tea with the politicians. If you don't understand, see me, I'll explain.
They will see you. They will definitely see you for more. Thank you, sir. Prof, the issue of whether there are inbuilt succession plans, I don't know if you'd want to take a swipe at that.
As it is now, we don't have any succession plans there. If you want to do board succession planning, it's different from you doing CEO succession planning. CEO succession planning is a specific things you will need CEO to do, certain tasks, certain targets, certain strategic implementation. For board work, it's a collective work, and then we need diversity in the board composition. So their succession is different from how you normally plan for talent management or those kind of things. So if we really want to do things like that, then we'll be going to the corporations so that probably we can now bring in how to do a proper board succession planning. The banking sector last year, we did a training for board renewal. And then it tells them how they have to go about the board renewal for their boards. But for SOE, we don't have anything like that at that.
But Doc, it's important we have something like that, right? Just in some 30 seconds.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, we have found it necessary to have a transitional arrangement from one government to the other. Prof made a very strong point that handing over does not take place. So for me, I think that we should probably write into our law some transitional arrangement. If it is 1 year, these are the things that, and that will address the question of the young man there. That is young, I mean.
That's my professor.
But he's young.
I was about to say something about that. that issue of tenure. Okay, the tenure issue, it is because our transition provisions that we have given is not actually working. So let's think about another way. If we don't want to implement the Supreme Court ruling, let's think about that issue is true. There are some companies in Ghana, very top companies. Immediately the election is done, the board members will never come to the company again. Even some executive directors will never come again because they were also appointed. Okay, so let's look at how we can handle those issues that people will just vacate the company without handing over anything.
Okay,
And then
sure.
another person, another management and the board come, and then we'll renegotiate things that they have already done. We are not moving anywhere. So probably let's think about that tenure and see whether we can do something. The system will push us.
Thank you. Yes, Doc.
Yes, I mean, for me, what Prof, the young man Prof.
Yes, Prof.
And congratulations. I mean, to be a Prof.
Oh, he's a lecturer at the University of Ghana School of Law, my colleague. That's
okay,
Mr.
so,
Gatti. Yes, Ken.
you know, for me, lots of people are not very comfortable to stay because they are not sure of what will happen. But you have power, and it's usually 1 month, 2 months, or I mean, from 7th of December, you are in that window until the swearing in is done. If we said to ourselves that we're going to have a transitional arrangement which will involve handing over 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and you make it a law. And I'm saying this because I'm the immediate past Auditor General of ECOWAS. I set up that function. They used not to have any transition at all. Yeah. Now, so I set it up. So they came talking to me to say, will you agree to stay to hand over properly to the new Auditor General? He was Finance Minister of Guinea-Bissau. He said 1 year. I said no. 1 year is too long. He said 6 months. I said no. I said maximum 3 months. If I'm not able to hand over properly, then I've not done a good job. So I think we should look at it. It's, even though the current transition is not working, at least it is creating some level of civility in terms of passing on of power from one government to the other. I think we should look at it.
Right.
And probably write it into law.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Doc. So we are done with the panel discussion. Some key takeaways, very briefly. Having the right personnel is indispensable. Everything starts from there. It is important that we reward good behavior and then also apply strict sanctions where necessary. So let us punish behavior that is not appropriate when it comes to governance. It's important that we also have a change in mindset, and even more importantly, a paradigm shift. We should be able, like Prof said, to fund our institutions to be able to operate, to run independently and to achieve results. And continuity is important. This would be a difficult one for our board members and CEOs here, knowing very well that the party has been kicked out, but you'd want to show face for the next 1 or 2 years. Let's see how that one goes. So, ladies and gentlemen, please let us show some appreciation for my panel members. I think they have been absolutely wonderful in delivering on our mandate. So I want to hand over at this point to our able MC. Thank you very much.
Shall we do it once again? That has been an insightful conversation that we've had. I think we can do that. So we are going to do a quick photography session, after which we can have the closing remarks and then bring the program to a close. So panel members, could you please stay for... Okay, you are doing it in front, because others will be joining you. Panel members, others will be joining you, so it should be easier up there. No, I think it will be easier. Please, can you direct us, media men? We are going to start with a panel, after which the representative of SIGA should join them, and then we would have the partners for the program, Gimpa Law School and CSTS, join them. I think one of my key takeaways was also that maybe GIMPA has to go back to its core mandate, because it's supposed to be training management in public administration. So I don't think we need establishment of a new management school. GIMPA has to pick up where it left off, with all this digression into School of Technology and all of these other things. We need to go back to our first love. Please, Mr. Joseph Sarpong, can you join them when they are done? And the representative from CSTS and GIMPA Law School should join them. Oh, Prof, yes, sorry. My apologies, Prof. Please join them. I think let me help with. Can we have the representative of CSTS? CSTS. Is Antoinette here? If Antoinette is not here, then please. Okay, Dennis is here. IoD members here, please join them after this. IoD Institute of Directors. Okay. IoD members, Institute of Directors, please join them. Institute of Directors, IoD. Now, when the IoDS members step down, then the state-owned enterprises here, the respective CEOs, Director Generals, Deputy Director Generals who are here, please join them. So when the members of IoD step down, then the respective SOEs